nowhere can't take back here. And so before we start this video, I gotta get this mother humping thing out of the way. Mark Holmes is my daddy. Okay, that's out of the way. Ow!
Night as they remain 2 games behind Philadelphia in the NFC East. Dallas is a 15-point favorite over the Colts, according to our ESPN analytics. And it's not the last time they're going to be favored this year. Cowboys' next 4 games, see them push for that NFC East title. Specifically, these next 3 all look like winnable games against AFC South opponents that are at least 3 games under 500. Nice, juicy stretch of the schedule there for Dallas. If they get through that stretch, they will be, and they win them all, they'll be 11-3, entering a Christmas Eve showdown at home against the Eagles. And you see there, our analytics favored Dallas in that one, too. So that would be huge. Obviously, could be a game changer in the NFC East and in the NFC. You know what? We were talking about this earlier. We didn't get to it. Do you think the Cowboys need the 1 seed in order to make a playoff run?
I do. I think the Cowboys do need. I think they need home.
They need to catch them and win the division.
I think they do. They need Dallas needs a home playoff game.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Like for them, I don't think they're best served going on the road, maybe in cold conditions, and going and play. I think they need because Dallas is like a front running team.
Yeah.
They need to be in front of the home crowd, having that home cooking that home field for them. It plays into their psyche. So yes, I do feel like they need that.
If the season ended right now, their playoff game would be on the road at Tampa. You think they could win that one?
Oh yeah, I mean, but to Damon's point, man, I just have the images. I don't know, man. Maybe home field advantage ain't really a home field advantage. I got just the images of all the fans crying in the stands and all that stuff. All those images. That's depressing. But it go bad in Dallas, man.
I mean, listen, it's clearly an easier path if you end up having home games. But like, I look at the way the team is built, like the things that they do well, which I think is run the football. The quarterback makes great decisions.
Defense.
They have a very good defense. So I like that travels to me. So like, do they need it? Like, is it impossible for them with how they're built to go to Tampa and then, go on the road somewhere else? And then, oh, by the way, like, let's just presume that it ends up eventually going through Philadelphia, right? I just think there's an element of when it's a division opponent, a place that you're used to playing, it's like, it almost feels normal to you. Like, I think they can do that.
I just need the statistics on what the penalties are on the road versus at home. You talk about crowd noise, not being able to hear stuff and stuff like that, procedural issues.
Which referees show up.
That's been a big issue for Dallas, is penalties. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's fun. The build-up to that game will be a lot of fun. Both teams look like they can win a bunch of games in between then. Whoever loses is probably going to feel like smashing something. You guys feel like smashing stuff?
I do.
Let's
Let's get away from the smashing stuff. Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Not back in my man cave. Actually, I thought I was going to be going home yesterday, but we've got a person a little bit under the weather right now. And so we're down here. And then, of course, today I've been on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Yes, shout out to Stacy Schubert sending me, of course, those clips. Anytime I do like a song, she always sends me a text message with the song that I've been actually going through. When you get old, you have flashbacks of things that happen. See, that's where a lot of times I'll start talking and you notice I kind of go off track. It's just because you, as an older person, you have a memory or a deja vu of something else that happened, and you start talking and you remember like a great song and stuff. It's kind of like I was talking to Joseph Heatherly, and one of it reminded me of, and some of you older people will remember this, but the guy comes back in and he says, "I knew you'd be back." He said, "It's a living. Dying ain't much of a living." What movie is that from? one of my favorite spaghetti westerns. Dying ain't much of a living. But shout out to Joseph Heatherly. I see he's in the chat. Just got finished talking to him. I'm getting some stuff. I'm getting some stuff from Joseph Heatherly that we're going to be doing all kinds of. It's kind of like he said. I got a couple of boxes coming from him to me of stuff to give away. Now, keep in mind that the football guys, I don't think he's sending that for me to give away. I just don't think he's sending another one of those to give away. But Joseph Heatherly has done so much to help me and to help this channel and so on, from the football guys that you see every morning that I'm at home to giving away stadium chairs from the old Texas Stadium to help as a fundraiser and stuff. I'm truly blessed to have Joseph Heatherly as well as his wife Maya, who's donated a bunch of different jewelry and things. And I hope some of you ladies will have the 40% off sale this past weekend that you took advantage of that. So, and let me say also too, to help Miranda, who's having date night and spaghetti with her man and said that she's not really watching. That's okay. You don't have to watch, but leave the feed on so the cat can watch me, okay? She sent me a picture of her cat literally sitting there watching me. Don't ask me why the cat's watching. I don't know why the cat's watching, but the cat's watching me. Um, I know the movie. Dying ain't much of a living. Outlaw Josie Wales. That's it. Mine as well. Everybody else is coming along. That is that the good, the bad, and the ugly are some of the best. I mean, those old westerns from the, early '70s were the best westerns and stuff in the world. I mean, they were corny, and when you watch them nowadays, you kind of look at it and like, okay, anyway, they were good back in the days. You got to understand that was my era right there. Um, Beckham equals Antonio Brown. Oh no, Antonio Brown. I think that Montez Burfict hit. I think that one literally knocked some screws loose in us. I mean, seriously, Antonio Brown he's just gone completely off the rails. So you've already brought up Odell Beckham Jr. We know that he got off the plane this morning in Buffalo. Okay, he went to Buffalo, probably got off the plane and said, "It's cold as a mother humper up here. I don't know that I want to play in here or whatever." Um, I don't know. I really and honestly, truly don't know how I feel about Odell Beckham. At some points, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be this is a good thing to do, bringing in an extra weapon and stuff. But then I think the Cowboys offense with Dak Prescott, I know there's people out there, that literally say that, it's Shady McCoy. Let's just call it yeah, I said it. Shady McCoy, who's an idiot that some people actually think is actually giving you real facts and stuff. Because literally one day he's talking about, oh, well, you blew out Minnesota, but he's not throwing the ball down the field. He's doing check downs and short screens and not getting air yards and stuff. Are they winning? Are they scoring more points than anybody else? Because the way he makes it sound is if everybody did check downs and stuff like that, or did the screen plays and things like that, they'd be blowing people out. Then winning football doesn't matter. Averaging 33.8 points a game doesn't matter. Beating playoff teams like Minnesota and the Giants in back-to-back weeks on a short week, those things don't matter. Is that what you're telling me? But you're telling me that Jalen Hurts is the coup de grace. I don't know that Jalen Hurts is passing the ball that good. I mean, you could just say, well, Jalen Hurts, he gonna get into some games where the running ability is not gonna be able to save him. He's gonna have to be able to use his arm downfield. And well, wait a minute, is he doing? You're not doing that now? Wait. So you're saying that Dak can't do that, even though he just had the highest air yards last week? You need to be able to win in a multitude of ways. And the thing about football, especially now that players are getting dinged up, when you go to playoffs, okay, your sphincter muscle starts to tighten up. You've got playoff atmosphere, and you got to go on the road. You got to be able to do things to silence the crowd and keep things simplistic, where you can run the football, where you can do checkdowns, where you can do screenplays, where you can do a multitude of things, and then throw the ball deep, right? So that's what brings me back to Odell. The Cowboys have incredible. See, I'm off my game here. Let me say, uh, it's ladies' night and I'm feeling right. What's up, Tay? How you doing? And Mary Lon, what's up, Mary Lon? Roland's Review, Stacy Schubert, Lola, Miss Hot Sauce, Paula Bettis. Paula, I hope you got the jewelry piece. Hope you got the jewelry piece. I'm looking forward to seeing you and your shirt. Um, there's I Love Weed. What's up, Weed? Pass the Dutchie from the left. Uh, Ivan, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ivan. Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, JoJo? Where's Angelica Baron? Angelica, where are you? I can't see you, Angelica. Angelica, where are you? Where are you, Angelica? I got your email where you want me to do the plaque for your daughter. You sent me the 4 pictures. The one, the two, the one where there's no background, I think would be the best one. The one on the couch, the dog's brown and the couch is brown. It might blend in too much. Where's Angelica? Angelica, where are you, Angelica? Shady McCoy is a joke. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. I'm gonna do this now because you brought up Shady McCoy. Just listen to this for a minute. This is how comical it'll be. So we beat Minnesota. We beat Minnesota, and he says, well, Dak Prescott didn't impress me at all. He only had like 5 air yards pass play. It was like he was 22 of 25, 275 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions, and like 139 rating. And he'll say, "Oh, well, he didn't push the ball downfield. He's not challenging people." So wait a minute. So you're eating up people, you're destroying a team, doing something that's working, and you're saying instead you should risk the biscuit and do stuff that what? You do know that Joe Montana made a living in a short passing game. That Tom Brady, that was Tom Brady's thing going on, winning Super Bowls by doing that. So here's what's funny. So for the last 2 weeks, Shady's been talking. Well, Dak Prescott, he ain't pushing the ball downfield. He ain't doing. Okay, now listen to this. Listen to this joker.
I swear I LaShawn Shady McCoy. Now we got to talk about America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. They host the Colts on Sunday night. They're off to an impressive 8-3 start, but you need to hear what their quarterback had to say, because although he has thrown 7 touchdowns in his last 3 games, he's also thrown 4 interceptions. Hey, he's not going to stop taking chances, though. He said, quote, "I'm not going to stop being aggressive. That's the belief in myself," close quote. Now, Dave Hellman, you've covered the Cowboys for oh so long, so I'm going to come to you with this thought. Dak Prescott, he's not going to stop being aggressive, but I would suggest that his aggressiveness cost the Dallas Cowboys a playoff game last year. If you all remember the very end of the game, the final play, Dak Prescott, he runs a QB draw. Had he not been so aggressive and decided to maybe slide a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds sooner, the Dallas Cowboys would have had one more play, maybe would have won that game. The star quarterback for America's team, Dak Prescott, his aggressiveness, I would suggest, has cost.
I'm gonna stop there for a second though, because I love how that they made it sound like everybody else in the Cowboys did all their dirty work. I mean, that they all, because you could go through and say, maybe the Cowboys didn't have 14 penalties, that maybe they would have won the game. You could say things like, maybe had Randy Gregory not tackled an offensive lineman, giving them a first down, we would have gotten the ball back sooner and had enough time to score a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can point out there that where we lost the game. All kinds of stuff. But okay, if you want to lay it all on Dak Prescott, I mean, I could say that our running game only got 77 yards to 169. That maybe had they stopped Deebo Samuels a couple of times more, maybe we would. But that's okay. But let's go on. I digress.
Lost that team. So, Dave, do you have an issue with Dak Prescott saying he won't stop being aggressive?
Absolutely not. No, of course not. Okay, just let me flip the script on you real quick and imagine if Dak Prescott stood in front of the media and was like, yeah, man, stuff goes bad when I throw it more than 10 yards down the field. I don't know about all that. I need to rein it. No, you want your quarterback to be confident. My thing with Dak, and I've said this a bunch of times on this show, I think
hold on. Sally, Mark, you have to stop comparing stats to players that have been to Super Bowls. Dak has see, here's the problem, Sally referee. Here's the problem. We look at this and we say it's only the quarterback playing, at least when it's the Cowboys. But we never look at the team. We never look and say, we can go ahead. So your point is, even though Dak Prescott was the only thing that was working on the offense, because the running game wasn't. We had 77 yards, and 28 of those yards were Dak Prescott running the football. Dak's running for his life. How many drop passes we have there? How many penalties we have? Of those 14 penalties, how many of those penalties were Dak Prescott's? Of those 169 yards that Deebo Samuels ran and the defense could not stop, how many of those yards were yards that the quarterback gave up? Because you could, by your estimation, the San Francisco 49ers that went to Green Bay and had Jimmy Garoppolo throw for 106 yards and won, that he's better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Is that the case? Or was it a better team that beat the Green Bay Packers? These things matter because you could go through and you could look at Dak Prescott's rookie year when we were in the playoffs against the Green Bay Packers. 304 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception. He had more TDs, more yards than Aaron Rodgers did. He was the better quarterback that day, but the team lost. So how do you quantify that it's only the quarterback? If it was only the quarterback, then Dak Prescott 3 TD passes, Aaron Rodgers only 2. So I'd like to. I mean, you can give me the answer on that one. Dak Prescott outplayed Aaron Rodgers in that playoff game, but the team did not. That's the thing that always gets me. That no matter what, because here I'm going to go back to Shady. We go ahead and win 40 to 3. Oh well, he didn't throw the ball deep enough down the field. You won 40 to 3. What the hell are you talking about? You had a 139 rating. Let me go on.
Aggressiveness can turn into recklessness. Yep, and it's been a problem for Dak this year, particularly throwing over the middle of the field. I'd like to rein some of that in. I think you can be too aggressive, but I absolutely want my quarterback taking shots down the field. I love it.
I got a problem with it, a big problem with it. First of all, we don't want to see Dak trying to be more dangerous, right? I think he's the quarterback where he needs to average, 17 to 18, maybe 20 passes a game, and that's it. Let's get the running backs involved. Let's let the defense win the games. Let's do that. Let's be more conservative. We don't want to see more dangerous Dak because we know what happens. Turnovers.
Wasn't that the same guy that was saying, "Oh, he's not challenging down the field"? He ain't doing. So wait a minute. Now you're on the complete opposite.
Dangerous Dak.
Dangerous Dak.
Yeah, like
dangerous Dak.
That's pretty good.
Put that gun back in your put it back in the holster. Don't be shoot that thing Dak too much.
No, I don't have a problem with him saying he's gonna not stop being aggressive. Dave, what's he gonna get up there? I'm going to be very conservative.
I don't like throwing it downfield.
Any problems around here? Look, everyone fell in love with the Cooper Rush Cowboys, right?
22 points a game.
Shady was in love with the Cooper Rush Cowboys.
Still love the Cooper Rush Cowboys.
You're not beating real good teams that put up a bunch of points that way. You're just not. I mean, it was great for what it was, and he followed the playbook and he stayed in the lines and did what was asked of him, and he was good. He didn't turn the ball over, which was the biggest point. But I like that he's saying he's not going to stop being aggressive. One, because it's confident, which you're going to need, especially going into the postseason, and two, because this is what they need to do to win big games. They're going to have big moments where he can't be gun shy. He's gonna have to pull that thing out and be dangerous. Dak.
Pull that.
Just
Did she
be
say
a
pull
little
that thing
more
out?
conservative about when you be dangerous, Dak.
Here's my thought, though, and Dave, I want to come back to you momentarily. Consider this, America. Dak Prescott has an MVP vote. A guy by the name of Russell Wilson does not, but Dak Prescott does. Remember what he did when he got the MVP vote. 23 touchdowns. Not the 37 he threw 2 years ago, last year. 23. That's only 62% of his touchdown high. So when Dak Prescott was at least considered by journalists who vote on the MVP most valuable player, when he was considered an MVP candidate, he was not actually aggressive. He was conservative, at least statistically speaking. When the Dallas Cowboys had the best record they've had under Dak Prescott, 13-3, his rookie year, when they went to the playoffs as a 1 seed, America's team, a 1 seed, he was not actually aggressive. He was conservative. So, Dave, I'm coming back to you. If you've seen MVP vote Dak, and you've seen the best Dallas Cowboys version of Dak, when he is not actually being aggressive, he's being conservative, why now do you think Dak Prescott would benefit from being aggressive?
That was rookie Dak Prescott. That's who 2016 Dak is who Shady thinks Dak is today.
There you go.
And they're not the same quarterback. The answer is because you have a quarterback who is capable of giving you an advantage in the passing game. Like, the numbers speak for themselves. Since he came back from his broken thumb, the Cowboys lead the league in whatever category you want to throw out there, be it scoring offense, be it total offense, being third down efficiency. You don't want to take that away. You play conservatively when you don't have a quarterback who's capable of making the difference. Dak is. And I think this past game on Thanksgiving is a perfect illustration of what I'm talking about. Dak threw 2 picks in that game. One of them, go ball toward the sideline. He thought he had a penalty flag. He thought it was a free play. Dak is phenomenal at taking advantage of a free play. He chunks it 25 yards downfield, throws a little bit too far inside, a little bit of a miscommunication between him and Michael Gallup. It gets picked. I can live with that all day, yes, I can. That's an aggressive play. If he hits, they pick up 30 yards on a play that he thought was free. That is aggressive. Reckless is later when you throw the ball between the hashes to a well-covered CD Lamb, it gets batted away, batted up into the air, and picked off. That's what I've seen too much of from Dak. But when you've got a quarterback who is capable of making plays down the field, why wouldn't you want that? He has shown the ability to be both aggressive and smart with the football. 37 touchdowns to 10 picks.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire. Get out.
Get out.
Because it matters.
Eastside Herald. I love weed. I support all my Houston teams. I'm very happy. Watson is career about to play. Yeah, sure you are. As you watch your scrubs play, that you wish he was still there with you. But that's okay. That's cool, Eastside. Eastside, I hope you're gonna be here when we play you. Because see, now here's the advantage for the Cowboys. 3 of our next 4 games are at home. We get to play some of the dreads of the NFL, like the Houston Texans and the Colts. We got a chance to get healthy. We got players that are going to be coming back from like Tyron Smith and James Washington that are out there. So, we got some good things going. Angelica Barone, I was just talking about you. I got your email with the pictures that you want me to do for the engraving there. The one on the couch, I love her and the dog on the couch, but the dog being brown and the couch being brown, it might not work really good. I think the one without the background might be the best one up there, but I will definitely get that together. Shady is a delusional Dak fan. No, he's not a fan. He's a Dak hater. He hates Dak. You would think that Dak Prescott stole his lunch money or something as a kid or something, because he can't stand it. No, it won't be my daughter there, Eastside Herald. I can guarantee you that. I know you. I want to be your son-in-law. No, Eastside, that ain't gonna happen. No. I've seen the news about the Rangers. 'Twas I'm old. I can talk crazy, laugh out loud. Oh, as old people, we do nothing but talking crazy. All right, so I want to kind of quantify something here because listening to Shady McCoy makes my head spin a bit. And see, The thing that's crazy is you don't want to have a quarterback that has to be a mad bomber. You want balance. And this goes back to the whole thing about Odell. I'm afraid that if you give Kellen Moore Odell Beckham with, Michael Gallup finally getting healthy and so on, and CeeDee Lamb, who's beginning to peak, that he's going to be like, chicks dig the deep ball. He's going to listen to guys like Shady McCoy that say, yeah, we got to go down the field. I got to show people how dynamic my offense is so I can get me a head coaching gig and stuff, as opposed to doing the things that really work and winning. Because we have a four-headed tight end monster out there. When you look at Dalton Schultz, when you look at Peyton Hendershot, who the Kansas City Chiefs wanted, you look at Jake from State Farm, Ferguson. When you look at Sean McKenna, and you marry that up with Tony Pollard, with Zeke. Now, I want to point out something here, and maybe this will make more sense. When you say, we need to throw the ball, we need to, pass the ball more than that. You could say we need to run the ball more with Tony Pollard. But you understand there's a point of no return that you do too much of it, you destroy the player. We've gotten to the point where we understand that you don't really want to run Tony Pollard more than really 15 plays, running plays, maybe 20, but any more than that, you're really pushing it and you're going to kill him. That's the balance that you want to have. Because if the defense has to worry about stopping the running game or the play action or the deep ball, they have to cover the whole field and you're better off. Because I want to show you guys this again. I know I've said this a million times, but it doesn't seem to stick in y'all's head. This is, and some of you guys, the reason why you hate Dak Prescott is Tony Romo. Romo! Yeah, Jessica Simpson. Understand, we used to live and die by Tony Romo's arm. And Tony Romo was a great quarterback, okay? Let me say that again because I want you out there who say, you just a Tony Romo hate. Tony Romo was a great quarterback. Reven S. Shout out to Reven S. Money, 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 money. Ow! Shout out to you on the money. I don't have my stream deck. I'm not at home. But I get you taken care of. We'll have y'all, everybody who donated last night and tonight, you'll be in the drawings for this weekend. But here's the thing. We relied on Tony Romo. Tony Romo was good. But here's the thing. There's no quarterback out there that's 100%, especially when you do the deep ball. We know the chicks dig the deep ball. Tony Romo holds the season record of yards for the Dallas Cowboys. 4,903 yards, followed by one Rain Dakota Prescott at 4,902 yards. In that season, and it's right here, it's highlighted right there. Tony Romo, 65.6% completion percentage, 4,903 yards, 28 TDs, but sadly, 19 interceptions. Why? Because they're throwing the damn ball all the time. Averaged 306 yards a game. 306 yards a game. That's a lot of yards. That's a lot of yards. You say, man, he almost threw for 5,000 yards. I don't want my quarterback to have to throw for 5,000 yards. Because if you look at just 2 years later, he only threw for 3,705 yards. And I know what you're saying. Mark, that's 1,200 yards less. What are you talking about? That was a better year. It was a hell of a lot better year. Because you go through that year, he's got 34 touchdown passes, not 28. He's got 6 more. Whoa. And he has 10 less interceptions. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. How does that work? Why? Because we had a running game. So are you going to say that Tony Romo, who was a mad bomber in 2014, that now he was just a bus driver? Is that what we're going to say that? He was a bus driver then. 34 TDs, 9 interceptions, a 113 rating. Wow. Balance, guys. Balance. That's what you want for the team. And this whole thing about, oh, well, he ain't doing this. Dude, you remember.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire. Get out. Because it matters.
Yes, Jim Laws, that was 2014 when we had DeMarco Murray, who rushed for 1,800 yards. And the team was balanced. And that team had the offense all together. If you take the defense we have right now and put it with that team, you're winning the Super Bowl easy. You're winning the Super Bowl easy. Understand, the good thing about that defense was they were second in the NFL in taking the football away. But they were the 19th or 17th scoring offense. They were just average with a great offense. We haven't had the two of those together yet. And right now, we are headed down the road for both of those two things to happen for the first time, really, since the 90s. And as much as people talk about, oh, well, Dak ain't this, that, Dak is doing fine. And the offense is getting better each week. And if you end up getting a healthy Tyron Smith put in there on the offensive line and Tyler Smith at guard, now all of a sudden your offensive line has gotten that much better and will be better running the football. Because, see, as we put 2014, you think about DeMarco Murray rushing for 1,800 yards. Right now, between Zeke and Tony Pollard, you're in that same neighborhood or maybe even a little bit more yardage-wise. So you put that together with Dak Prescott and being able to move the ball with the 12 personnel, with the ability to do play action, to do bootlegs and all that, you have a very dynamic offense. You know, as fantasy football, this is one of the reasons why fantasy football drives me crazy, is everybody wants to see all the touchdown passes. You want to see all the deep balls and everything else. You want to see all the air yards and all this other bullshit. But you don't understand that those things have nothing to do with winning regular football games. And sometimes winning football games, it's not pretty. It's ugly as shit. But a win is a win. It really is. Alicia, how you doing, Alicia Morgan? What's up, Mark? I'm not worried about our players. It's our offensive coordinator. Well, that's true. Kellen Moore, and this is where getting Odell. Right now, okay, here's what I want you to think about. For once, when Kellen Moore came in and became the quarterback, they treated him like for Cooper Rush. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that because I realized in my head how bad that was. When Dak got hurt and Cooper Rush had to play, what's up, Gina Thorne? They treated him like Cooper Rush as opposed to Dak Prescott. And by that, I mean, when Tony Romo would get hurt, they would treat Brandon Wheaton like he was Tony Romo. And they would run the same plays that they would with Tony Romo, knowing that he's not Tony Romo by any stretch of the imagination. Not at all. So you had to understand that I can't do the same things because Tony Romo was like a magician. He could do the, whole whoop and get right out of, J.J. Watt and then throw a touchdown pass 40 yards down the field. That's not Brandon Wheaton. And you can't play the game like that. But when they brought in Cooper Rush, they realized, okay, we got to be ball control. We got to pick our spots. We got to protect that guy. And he used that really, really well. And you said, okay, Kellen Moore, it's great. And of course, then you get Dak back. Dak can do a lot of things that Cooper Rush can't do. And and Kellen Moore from Boise State, as well as Mike McCarthy from Green Bay, they'd rather throw the football. They would rather throw the football. But because we really haven't had the wide receivers, we've been forced to find other alternatives. Running the football, 12 personnel, 13 personnel, which has worked gloriously. And I mean gloriously. But you had Odell in there. I know whenever I buy a new tool, I have to use it. I got to justify the money that I just spent on getting this new tool. And when I get this new tool, if you look at some of the stuff that I did with the Inventables when I first got it out the box, Troy Daniels, you got the original piece, and it's Troy, I'm gonna make you a new piece because I look at that thing now and it's butt ugly. But I had to use it because I invested a whole bunch of money on it. So now, if we're investing a whole bunch of money on Odell Beckham Jr., you're gonna have to use him. You're gonna have to use him, and if you start using him, Mark the Krause of, oh my God. Yeah, Jim. See, people don't remember that shit, Jim. If people were to remember Matt Castle, Brandon Wheaton, and Kellen Moore starting quarterbacks of the Dallas Cowboys, oh, those 12 games, mm, mm. Those 12 games that we won, how ugly it was. And to have Dak Prescott start the next year and win 13 games. But then again, what do we know? Mark that Power of 4 autograph is still your favorite piece. I'm glad you enjoy that. We can use him as a piece. Well, that's the key. See, here's the thing. That's the key. Use him as a piece, but don't say, I got to use him every play. Don't get away from Wheaton's son was charged with child porn. His career is done. I hadn't heard that low. David Puno. What's up, David? Shout out to David. What's up? Joe DeMasi, how are you doing? Cowboys up north. Jared Morrison. Eastside. Mark, you look like I'm tired. Dude. I woke up this morning, spent an hour on the phone with the power company trying to get my power on at the Red Brick House. Then proceeded to drive 150 miles. Shout out to John Jones becoming a channel member. Ding, 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 ding. John Jones, shout out to you. Go to the community tab. In there, there's a link. In there, okay, tell you what, John, in there, there's a link to the Thrive site. So that way we can get you your shot glass. Appreciate you becoming a channel member, which also means that tomorrow evening, provided I'm back home by 5 o'clock, you can be part of the Zoom in call and be part of the audience. You can comment in it. So the link will be there in the community tab as well. It's John Kitna's son. Okay, I hadn't heard that. Wow. Is that like today? I hadn't heard that. Jerry Jones is like the South will rise. Oh, Lordy. Okay. My bad. That's right. Everybody's been saying Bruce Willis died earlier, but was clickbait. I hope Bruce Willis didn't die. Man. Hey James, how are you? Man, y'all just messing me all up. Jerry Jones is a racist and needs to be accountable. It's funny because I've been called out for people saying, how come you ain't been talking about it? It's like, I think I talked about it the first night that it happened in my fireside chat. Because let me say, and again, I can't speak for Jerry Jones. I can't speak for Jerry Jones. Only Jerry Jones can speak for Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones ain't speaking because he's a multi-billionaire. He ain't got to say shit. He doesn't. And like I say about the Cowboys, it's like a marriage. You're married to your wife. I love my wife, but I don't necessarily love everything about my wife. And my wife will tell you I don't love everything about what he does. For example, how I'm forever letting my crack show. She's like, don't ever let that happen in public. She definitely don't love that. I can tell you she don't love that. And I will also say that the person I am now and today is not the same person I was when I was a teenager. Just not. You grow, you mature, and you learn things. And I'm gonna say, you know, as much as I love social media and I love being social media, I'm glad there was not social media like this when I was back in college because they used to call me Crazy Mark. And they didn't call me Crazy Mark because you so crazy. It was because you crazy. Crazy Mark. Yeah. But there's things that I used to have and biases I used to have that I learned differently. Just did. I know an athlete, we were different. We were, we were men. And we didn't had biases that were not good. And a lot of times I didn't know what I was biased about. I was going along with the crowd. Hey, these are my football buddies and stuff, And that's where I got it. It was the whole mob. Um, do any of us want to talk about we did 14? Don't think so. Bachman, Tyler Overdrive. And I can't speak for I'm not in Jerry Jones' shoes. All I can say is I'm a nobody, and I have gone up to Jerry Jones on several occasions, and all I can remember, the biggest thing I can remember was, give me some more of that money. Literally, give me some more of that money. It wasn't, oh, you're a black man, get away from. No, Jerry Jones was cool with me. The only time Jerry Jones ever gave me a bad look is like, Jerry, we need to get a damn Super Bowl. It's like, oh shit. It's like, tell me something I don't know. And he rolled his eyes. I mean, but seriously, you're talking about was a different place. 65 years ago was the beginning of change. I can guarantee you, a lot of you had problem with same-sex marriage, or maybe you still do. But think about how that's changed and evolved just in the last 15 years. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, how was everybody about that? I learned, and I'm going to be honest with you, I used to have a bias against gay people. Being a football player. Sorry, we just did, okay? We looked at them and said, you're not a football player. You're gay. What? It was like, oh, you're gay. Stay away from me. Don't let the gay rub off on me. Until I actually got an education. I got to know Damien. Damien, God rest his soul, used to work with Tracy at United Way. I really got to know Damien because he was dying from cancer. And it was funny because, I used to be like, oh man, he's gay. It's like, he's like, bro, don't nobody gay want you. What do you mean? You mean I'm a good looking man? What are you talking about? Shh, they be lucky that. He's like, bro, trust me, don't nobody gay want you. You think somebody gay wants to have a redneck? Somebody that hates them? Somebody who's unkept? I was like, oh, okay. I hadn't thought about it that way. But that was a bias. So should I still be condemned for my bias of growing up and being uneducated? Or do I get judged by the person that I am now? So that's all I can say. Because like I said, I don't know what his feelings are from that point forward. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. I mean, what do you want me to do? Was any of us doing at 14 or 15 years old? 14 or 15 years old, being awkward, trying to figure out my way in the world. Right, exactly. Crazy Corvette. Thank you. And that's your generation was my generation, but it's changed as you've been educated. The more you know, the better you. The more you know, the better you are. That's not right. But you know what I mean. Anyway, the Dallas Cowboys take on the Colts on Sunday Night Football. They are 10.5 favorites right now as we speak. The Cowboys, injury report wise, when the Cowboys have somebody who is listed as questionable, they're going to play. If they say doubtful, they ain't playing. That's just the way they are. So we still have the the illness bug that's going around. And Diggs, along with Michael Gallup, have not practiced this week with the illness, okay? But both of them are expected to play. They're questionable, okay? I don't know what the illness is, the stomach virus or something like that, but they're questionable, but they're fine. They'll be okay. You have DeMarcus Lawrence, who has had a foot injury. You know, he still believes that the foot that was fractured last year and got the plate and the screws in it, that it still might be fractured, but he's got no injury designation, so it's not that he's questionable or anything that he's playing. Anthony Barr, who's been dealing with the hamstring, and hamstring is one of those things that once you pull it, you really got to get it right before you get back out on the field, or else it's just going to be continuously pulled. He is questionable, but will probably play. He was limited today in practice. Jaron Kearse, who's been a little bit dinged up this year, was limited today in practice. He was questionable as well. And Quentin Bohannon was limited in practice as well with a knee injury. Hope the big fellow's okay. And Terrence Steele did not practice on Thursday, but he practiced yesterday with the personal day. Something was going on in his personal life that he had to take care of. And that's what we got right now. I think there's only 2 Colts that are out. But the Colts went from having Jeff Saturday as the toast of the town, beating the Raiders. And all of a sudden, it was like, oh my God, Jeff Saturday, that was a great move. You know, he's had no coaching experience and stuff. And wow, he's doing great things. And then almost beating the Eagles. It's like, oh my God, Jeff Saturday, he's incredible. Great hire. And then you saw the lack of coaching experience last week when literally, and I mean literally, was the worst clock management situation ever. And I mean ever. I'm sitting there watching this. They got the ball with 2 minutes left. Not 1, not 2, but 3 freaking timeouts. 3 timeouts, right? And they're sitting there. They wasted like 45 seconds of the first play. I'm like, why is he taking the timeout? They ran 3 plays in 2 minutes and had 2 timeouts left over. They literally stunk the place up. I mean, it stunk. And so, of course, he got a lot of flack for that as well. So you're sitting here now seeing that this is one of those games that the Cowboys are highly favored, which, of course, makes me worry. The thing I worry about the Cowboys, oh, Lordy, take command. Oh, Lord. We created a monster with this Commanders. Oh, we've created a monster. They're performing actually at the games, the next 2 home games for Washington. Left hand up. Who are we? James, I don't trust folks trying to put our boys down every week. Something ain't right. Shout out to Tay Cowboys. You have to stop Jonathan Taylor. I love weed, thumbs down. Thank God I learned the words human beings in college in 1976. Amen, Ramon. Go Titans. Yeah, I have to say that I think all Cowboy fans will probably be Titans fans this weekend. Yeah, we need the Titans to do something. The Eagles are favored, and I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of the Eagles. Anybody else sick of listening to the Eagles? We 10-1. We 10-1. We the best team. Oh man, I'm sick and tired of this shit. I would love for the Tennessee Titans to beat them. Anybody else out there feel that way? Put your left hand up. Who are we? Beating the Eagles. Go Titans. Is his girls' night in the basement tonight? Is girls' night in the basement tonight? Not in the basement, actually. I'm on second floor level. The brother screwed us right. Ken Davis, what's up, man? How you doing? We sick of, yeah, well, you know what? Here's what's fun. Don Julio. If you're sick of us, then why are you here on a Cowboy channel? Bro, you ain't sick. You know you come on. Come on, Don. Come on, Don. If you were sick of us, you wouldn't be here with us now, bro. Come on, man. I see what you're trying to do there. You need some attention. Eagle fans, when you guys dropped a lot as kids, did your mama not hold you? Did she throw you down the stairs? Because y'all some needy little biatches. You're constantly needing. You're so good. You're 10-1. You're better than the Cowboys. Is that what you need? Is that what you need, bro? Oh my God. Answer. Tay, what was the question? Can somebody please let me go back? What was the question, Tay? I'm sorry. I'm dealing with these damn Eagle trolls. Damn, how far back was it? James, I don't trust them boys. Foes trying to put our boys down every week. Something ain't right. Was that the question? What was the question? Can you ask the question again? Oh, Tay, I wish somebody would. They're always, yeah, we sick of you Cowboys. Yeah, it's like, well, why are you here then? Why are you always there? Listen, I could go through and I will set up the stream like an hour or two ahead. It'll be 3 or 4 Eagle fans that'll comment on it. They're literally in there triggered. I was like, damn, we ain't started for a couple hours while you here. Paula Savage, left hand up. What's up? They love Cowboys finest. They're truly here. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hey, Mark. Me and my wife are going to be in Washington. You're gonna leave me hanging. You're gonna be in Washington. What? Okay. Actually, I forgot. Damn. Hold on. I put the word out. I'm getting forgetful. Who was it? It is Wesley Williams. Wesley's going to be coming over for the game over at the house. And then Ward's coming over the following week from California. He comes from California to hang out at Jobu Sports and hang out with me at the game and stuff. So that's going to be interesting. You're going to be in Washington, D.C. The week of the 19th. Any good recommendations for restaurants, or do you want to eat out? My favorite restaurant used to be Mike's, but since the pandemic, they ain't the same. The place I usually like eating a lot is actually my house. That's a good place to eat. But email me Obi-Wan Kenobi, or just go. These are not the droids you're looking for. Okay, Mark Holmes. Where should we eat? That's all. That's all. That's all you got to do, Obi-Wan. They're here because the e-girl streams on dial-up internets are buffering. Wow. There you go, Jim Laws. Marcus, he's a bum, but we roast our players. You guys cuddle up, make excuses. Okay. All right. So when we kick your ass on Christmas Eve, don't come crying in here now. Don't come crying up in here, because we will have no mercy. Throw your ass. My bad, but I had to say it. Hey, Mark, okay, Obi-Wan, email me cowboysmark94 gmail, okay? I see, okay. These are not the droids you're looking for, Obi-Wan. These are not the droids you're looking for. Daddy Dak will put them to bed, no worries. No excuses. No, let them keep crying. Marcus, that may be a little extreme. Excuses based on facts, delusional like Eagle fans. Did I make a bet with Philly? I haven't yet. We still got weeks away. They won't be here. We love hearing delusional Cowboys talk. It's like synonymous with God. Okay, Richie. Okay, Richie MC. Okay. There you go, Joe. Dak owns the Eagles. Texas Roadhouse is yummy. For sure. Make a 200 bet with Philly 500. Why are you obsessed with OBJ, Mark? I'm not obsessed, but it's news. Guys, people want to know. You don't think people what should I talk about the backup kicker? Is that better? I got one more in me, Lola, not yet, just not yet. Okay. One more. What joke there? I love weed. If Dallas wins, there won't be an Eagle fan to be found on the planet. Beautiful Friday night. Game changer. Look at all these rumors around me every day. Okay, I don't have my sound box. Don't have my sound box. Eagles fans always want to ice skate up. I've never heard that one before. Ice skate uphill. That's a good one. I'm not denying. Believe me, I'm not denying that Odell has talent. But the question is the talent going to work? Excuse me. Is the talent going to work this season? We're getting short on season right now. After Sunday, there's only 5 more games. I'm missing this whole. Wait, hey, I don't know what's going on between with you and I love weed. Oops for me. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and read the comments in here. Jared Morrison, Blade, Wesley Snipes. Blade. Oh, that's back when that was the heyday of Wesley Snipes. But just remember, always bet on black. OBJ is going to the Bills. His best friend plays there. He was there this morning. I hadn't heard that he signed there yet. Have you? I appreciate Dallas fan 22. Yeah, I tell you what, I feel like I'm about to pass out. No, Mark, just keep talking. He, Lola, and I aren't doing anything wrong. I'm just curious. I'm just like, let me in on the joke day. OG Bay might be the same player he was years ago, but there's no denying he'd have a scheme for him that he will put more pressure on opposing defenses. Oh, he definitely, I think, will more than Noah Brown will and Jalen Tolbert. Mark, you going to do the NFC roundtable with everyone? We'll see. We'll see. What's my email? CowboysMark94@gmail. I would like to see the odds game, Dallas versus the Eagles. I think we're going to be favored in that one. Obi-Wan, this is the email you're looking for. CowboysMark94@gmail.com. Crazy Corvette, I don't wish Football Sunday was yesterday because I was down here. I'm okay with it being on Sunday because that means I can get back tomorrow. Get the big show. The big sub. Oh, my God. So, the Colts, Indianapolis, they're known for a fried pork sandwich. I'll make you some real thin pork tenderloin sandwiches. Deep fry those suckers. Ooh. Put them on the sub roll. But I'm going to take it up a notch. Half of that sub's going to have mushroom gravy on it. Ooh. Yeah. It's going to be like that. If only record we had was reception was Jalen Tolbert, we still thumped the Eagles. Damn. Yummy. 3 things are certain in life: death, taxes, and Eagles being trash. Oh, man. All right. Well, good people. You know it is 10 o'clock. And I'm getting crazy eyes right now. Because I'm tired, boss. I'm real tired. Oh, Angelica. Angelica, you have my mushroom gravy. You be a mushroom fan for life, girl. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. One last thing here. I'm curious now. Who are y'all taking this weekend? The Giants or the left hand up? The Giants are getting a lot of their players back this weekend. The Commanders, as Rio says, are the hottest team in football right now. That's actually a very big game. A very big game. The Titans and Eagles is a very big game as well. We may have an opportunity by the time our game comes around on Sunday night. Got to be the Washington Command Strike. Okay. Us old dogs call it good at this time. All right. Well, good people. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And tomorrow afternoon, I should be back at Man Cave by 5 o'clock. So we'll have our regular Zoom in call tomorrow. And as always, I appreciate you.
Mark, I'm glad you had 1,350 people in there? Awesome. That took everything out of me. I thought my hair was going. We always beat the Giants in the weirdest ways. Man, Pizzle got pizzled. Pizzle got pizzled. We did it, Mark. We did it, Mark. We did it. We took down the Soul Rat.